Chapter 1. Leave everything better than you found it. The legacy of every step. The first rule of a Viking warrior is to leave everything better than you found it. It may sound simple, but in practice, it requires discipline, awareness, and action. Whether it's the land you tread, the people you interact with, or the work you do, your legacy is shaped by how you leave things behind. Think about it. When the Vikings raided and settled new lands, they didn't just take, they built. They left behind not only destruction, but also new cultures, technologies, and ways of life that still influence us today. Now, you're probably not raiding villages in the literal sense, but you are impacting your environment every day. Whether it's your job, your family, or your community, the principle remains the same. Leave everything better than you found it. Chapter 2. Become the best part of someone's day. The power of positive presence. One of the most powerful yet underrated virtues a man can live by is to become the best part of someone's day. In Viking culture, camaraderie and brotherhood were sacred. A true warrior was not only strong in battle, but also in spirit, supporting and uplifting those around him. In today's world, we often underestimate the impact we have on others. Every interaction is an opportunity. When you make it your mission to elevate someone's mood, inspire them, or just be the light in their day, you're not just helping them, you're sharpening your own character. The ripple effect of positivity. Imagine for a moment that every person you meet is carrying an invisible burden. They could be going through challenges you'll never know about. But when you choose to show up with positive energy, you lift some of that burden. Your words and actions are like ripples in a pond. They extend far beyond that single moment. A smile, a compliment, a genuine act of kindness can change the course of someone's entire day. And the best part, that energy comes back to you in unexpected ways. Just like the Viking warriors who uplifted their brothers in battle, you can become a source of strength and positivity in your tribe, your family, your friends, your community. And that kind of energy is contagious. Chapter 3. There is a piece of God in everyone. Talk to that part. In Viking culture, the gods were ever present. They believed that divinity flowed through every person, guiding their lives, actions, and destinies. The gods were not distant figures. They were a part of each individual's soul. This belief was rooted in the understanding that every person carries a spark of the divine within them. In the modern world, we may have lost that direct connection to ancient gods, but the principle remains true. Every person you meet carries a unique light, a piece of the divine. When you learn to connect with that part of someone, you see beyond their flaws, fears, and limitations. You communicate with their highest potential, the warrior spirit within. It's easy to get caught up in surface-level judgments. We often react to people's external behavior, their mistakes, or their weaknesses. But the Viking mindset teaches us to look deeper. The man standing in front of you, whether he's struggling, angry, or lost, carries within him a spark of greatness. When you speak to that part of him, you elevate not just his spirit, but also your own. Talking to the divine within someone isn't about preaching or lecturing. It's about recognizing their potential and communicating with them from that perspective. When you approach people with the belief that they are capable of greatness, they often rise to meet that expectation. Chapter 4. Take care of the things that take care of you. A Viking's code of honor. In Viking society, loyalty and care for the things that supported their lives, family, land, tools, and even their ships were sacred. They understood that everything they relied upon had to be treated with respect, from the sword that protected them to the earth that fed them. This concept wasn't just practical, it was a moral duty, a form of reciprocity between man and the world around him. In the modern world, this virtue still holds true. Whether it's your body, your relationships, or the resources you depend on, taking care of these elements is vital for your growth, strength, and well-being. The reciprocity of life. Everything in life operates in cycles of give and take. What you pour energy into will grow and in turn provide for you. The Vikings understood this reciprocity. If they didn't take care of their tools, those tools would fail them in battle or survival. If they didn't care for their land, it wouldn't yield crops. This principle applies to your life in many ways. When you take care of the things that support you, they will, in turn, take care of you when you need them most. In today's fast-paced world, we sometimes neglect the things that matter. We forget to nurture relationships, fail to maintain our health, or overlook the importance of mental rest. But if we don't take care of these foundations, they weaken, leaving us vulnerable when challenges arise. Taking care of your body, your greatest tool. The Vikings understood the importance of physical health. A warrior could only fight if he was strong, agile, and resilient. Chapter 5. There is victory or Valhalla, the warrior's mindset. For the Vikings, there was no middle ground, only triumph or an honorable death. They didn't entertain the idea of defeat in the way we understand it today. To them, every battle was either a victory or a glorious journey to Valhalla, the hall of the honored dead. This belief shaped the way they approached life, with courage, determination, and an unshakable mindset. In modern life, this mentality can be applied to every challenge you face. You either succeed or you learn and grow from the experience. Either way, you win. When you adopt this victory or Valhalla mindset, you stop fearing failure and start seeing every obstacle as a step toward greatness. The courage to commit fully. The Vikings didn't enter a battle with hesitation or doubt. Once the decision was made to fight, they were all in. They understood that success required absolute commitment, both mentally and physically. In today's world, too many people are afraid to fully commit to their goals, fearing the possibility of failure. But here's the truth. Half-hearted efforts lead to half-hearted results. If you want to achieve something great, you must be willing to give everything you have. It's about embracing the idea that once you've set your sights on a goal, there is no retreat, no surrender, only victory or Valhalla. Fear of failure is the enemy. What holds most people back is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But the Vikings knew that death was always a possibility in battle, yet they fought with ferocity because they knew that even in death there was honor. Chapter 6. There is no equality. The harsh reality. In Viking society, equality was never the goal. There were kings, warriors, slaves, and farmers. Each person had a role, and their value was measured by their strength, skill, and contribution. The Vikings understood that life wasn't fair, and they thrived by embracing their unique strengths rather than pretending everyone was the same. In the modern world, we're often told that everyone is equal, but the truth is, people aren't the same. Everyone has different abilities, strengths, and weaknesses. Some are born into wealth, others into poverty. Some are gifted with intelligence, others with physical talent. Equality is a nice idea, but in practice, it doesn't exist. The Viking mentality teaches us to accept this reality and use it to our advantage. Embrace your uniqueness. One of the most empowering things you can do is to stop comparing yourself to others. The Viking mentality didn't place value on trying to be like everyone else. Instead, they celebrated their individuality. Whether they were fierce warriors or skilled blacksmiths, each had a role to play, and they excelled in their own way. In your life, embracing your uniqueness is the key to thriving. You weren't meant to be like anyone else. Instead of wasting energy trying to fit into society's mold, focus on developing your own strengths. You have a unique combination of skills, experiences, and perspectives that nobody else has. When you focus on honing your gifts, you stop worrying about fairness and start carving your own path. Unearned privilege is an illusion. In Viking culture, respect was earned through battle, hard work, and loyalty. Chapter 7. If you can't handle feedback, you're a child. The Viking way of growth. The Vikings were masters of adaptation. Whether it was improving their ships, honing their combat skills, or learning new ways to farm and build, they embraced feedback from the world around them. A warrior who couldn't take criticism wouldn't survive long, either on the battlefield or in the community. They understood that feedback was essential to growth, not an attack on their identity. In the modern world, many people shy away from feedback, treating it as a personal insult rather than an opportunity to improve. But the Viking mindset teaches us that only the weak reject feedback. Real warriors welcome it as a tool for sharpening their skills. Feedback is a mirror, not a weapon. When someone gives you feedback, they're holding up a mirror to your actions and behavior. They're showing you something you might not have seen in yourself. Just as a warrior checks his armor and weapons before battle, feedback allows you to check your mental and emotional armor before facing life's challenges. In life, how you respond to feedback determines your growth. Immaturity shows itself when we become defensive, making excuses or blaming others. But maturity, the warrior mindset, accepts feedback and uses it to become stronger. Treat feedback not as a weapon used against you, but as a valuable tool for self-reflection and improvement. Vikings thrived because they were relentless in their pursuit of improvement. They learned from defeats and constantly adapted their strategies. When things didn't go their way, they didn't hide or blame others. They faced the harsh truths and became better for it. When you reject feedback, you're choosing to hide from the reality of your situation. Chapter 8. Everything that isn't evolving is already dead. The eternal quest for growth. Vikings were driven by an inherent desire to grow, whether that was expanding their lands, their knowledge, or their capabilities. They understood a profound truth. Anything that stops evolving begins to decay. Life is movement, and stagnation is death. For them, every day was a chance to conquer new lands, not just in the physical world, but within themselves. In modern life, this principle remains as true as ever. If you're not actively striving for growth, you're passively allowing yourself to fall behind. In both life and the warrior's path, evolution is the only way forward. Stagnation is the silent enemy. In a warrior's life, stagnation is like a disease. The moment you stop challenging yourself, the moment you stop evolving, you begin to weaken. Whether it's your physical health, your mindset, or your ambitions, allowing yourself to remain static is like letting your armor rust. It may not be noticeable at first, but over time, you become more vulnerable. The Vikings didn't stop sailing after conquering one land. They pushed further, constantly seeking new challenges. Your life should follow the same principle. Don't settle for comfort. Push yourself beyond what you know. Comfort is where ambition dies. Vikings were known for their ability to adapt, to reinvent themselves based on the challenges they faced. They didn't cling to outdated ways of thinking or doing things. When new tools or strategies came along, they embraced them, understanding that staying relevant required constant evolution. Chapter 9. Find yourself, and the rest will find you. Vikings navigated vast oceans, yet their greatest journey was the one they took within themselves. Before they could conquer new lands, they had to understand who they were and what they were fighting for. A warrior without a clear sense of self is easily lost in the storm, unsure of which battles to fight. In today's world, the journey to find yourself is no less vital. Before you can lead, succeed, or inspire, you must know the essence of who you are. Self-awareness is the foundation of true power. To the Vikings, identity was everything. They were not just raiders or explorers, they were warriors, protectors, and legends in the making. They knew their purpose, and this clarity gave them the strength to push through hardships and conquer any challenge. Likewise, your identity shapes your actions, your decisions, and ultimately, your success. If you don't know who you are, you'll be easily swayed by external forces. Finding yourself means defining your values, understanding your desires, and aligning your life with your true purpose. When you know yourself, everything else falls into place. Almost every client I meet come to find out they came to me to find themselves. In the modern world, it's easy to lose yourself in the noise of expectations, distractions, and other people's opinions. I know, because I have been there. Society often pushes us to chase things that don't align with our true nature, leading to a life that feels disconnected and unfulfilling. Chapter 10. Be thankful and show gratitude whenever you can. The Viking spirit of gratitude. The Viking warriors were known for their fierce nature, but they also possessed a deep sense of gratitude for their gods, their kin, and the natural world around them. Every victory, every meal, every sunset was a gift to be honored. To them, gratitude wasn't just a passing thought, it was a vital part of their warrior spirit, grounding them in the present moment and reminding them of the sacredness of life. In the same way, gratitude is the foundation of a balanced, fulfilled life. It strengthens your resolve, reminds you of your purpose, and opens the door to greater abundance. When you learn to truly be thankful, you stop focusing on what's missing and start appreciating what's present. Looking back, every time something happened that instantly did not look to my benefit, I would get negative thoughts. I would blame or question, even to myself. After meeting all the clients through the years, I realized that that was a problem almost everyone shared. I now have the tools, and I will gladly share them so that you too can ride the wave of gratitude. Vikings faced constant challenges, harsh winters, treacherous seas, and enemies on all sides. Yet despite the adversity, they found strength in being thankful for the smallest blessings. A warm fire, a comrade's loyalty, or even the thrill of battle could inspire gratitude. This mindset didn't make them weak, it made them stronger, more resilient, and capable of facing any challenge. Similarly, in your life, gratitude isn't just for the easy moments. It's most powerful when things are tough. Chapter 11. Failure is not an option. We adapt and overcome. The Viking approach to failure. Vikings didn't sail the seas with failure as an option. They faced life or death decisions daily, and the mindset of adapt and overcome was crucial to their survival. If a ship was damaged in battle, or a storm knocked them off course, they didn't surrender. They made repairs, adjusted their sails, and kept moving forward. This relentless adaptability is a cornerstone of Viking strength, and it's a mentality you must adopt to succeed in your own life. Adaptation is the key to survival. Life rarely goes as planned, In the same way the Vikings adjusted to changing tides, fierce weather, or unexpected enemies, you must adapt to whatever life throws your way. Rigidity in your thinking and actions is a form of surrender. But when you remain flexible, you can navigate around obstacles and find solutions others might miss. Adapting doesn't mean abandoning your goals. It means finding new ways to reach them. Just like the Vikings who forged new paths to reach distant lands, you must be willing to pivot, reassess, and find another route when you face setbacks. Every setback is a new opportunity. When the Vikings encountered defeat, they didn't see it as the end. They viewed it as an opportunity to learn and improve. Whether it was a lost battle or a failed raid, they analyzed what went wrong and used that knowledge to strengthen their strategy. In this way, every failure became a stepping stone to victory. The same is true for you. Every failure is a lesson in disguise, a chance to sharpen your skills and become better. Chapter 12. Pain will leave you once it's done, teaching you. Vikings understood that pain was a part of life. From battle wounds to the harsh northern elements, they endured immense physical and mental suffering. But they didn't view pain as an enemy. They saw it as a teacher. Pain sharpened their resilience, tested their courage, and made them stronger warriors. It's a truth you must embrace. Pain is not to be feared, but learned from. Pain is a teacher, not a punishment. Most people try to avoid pain at all costs, but the Viking spirit teaches us that pain is essential to growth. When you reframe your relationship with pain, you begin to see it as a powerful teacher, not as punishment. Just like a blade being forged in fire, pain refines you, burns away the unnecessary, and leaves you stronger and sharper. In life, emotional, physical, and mental pain all carry lessons. When you lean into the discomfort rather than running from it, you open yourself up to transformation. Ask yourself, what is this pain here to teach me? Pain reveals your true strength. Vikings didn't retreat from pain. They faced it head-on, knowing it would reveal the depth of their strength. Pain shows you who you really are. It strips away illusions and lays bare your true character. It is only when you are tested by pain that you discover your ability to endure, to push forward, and to overcome. You may think you're not strong enough to handle certain challenges, but pain teaches you that you are far more resilient than you believe. Each time you survive a trial, you grow stronger, preparing you for even greater victories ahead.
They tell me that all our great heroes are dead. Perhaps you believe it. For it seems to me that while our kinsmen struggle and fight abroad, all of you have settled for comfortable lives here in Kattegat, living off the fat of the land, forgetting who you really are. Forgetting that you are Vikings.
People think that you are not a threat, but I know differently.